Oops, sorry about that. Let me get the mic down here where I can talk to you. Welcome back, everyone. We are nearing St. Louis, which is our final waypoint that we have entered into the INS. That's not Boston. And so just about, excuse me, just about ready to actually jump back on the heading mode here. And let me get past St. Louis, some 6 miles out. I will show you what I'm doing here in just a second, but essentially we're going to be heading out here on a 071 outbound from the 17-4 St. Louis VOR. If you're just joining me, there we go. That's where we need to go. If you're just joining me, this is the third part of the stream. It's been a long haul today. Hello, Dakota Pilot. My dog says hello upstairs too, by the way. We departed Los Angeles, about 3 hours ago. A little less than that, perhaps. And, you know, I'm not much of a long haul guy anyway, if you are unfamiliar with this stream in particular. What I can tell you is that it's more of, this is a GA stream. I mean, it's called Prop Culture for a reason. And that's what I do most of the flying in, but every so often, every once in a while, you just have to jump in a vintage bird and have some fun. So yeah, the L-1011 Dakota Pilot, it's a thing of beauty. Here we go. Look at this beautiful bird. Triple contrail there. Very, very nice. The old school TWA livery. Really an excellent airplane by CaptainSim in just about every single way. It's been a lot of fun trying to get the hang of it too. It's a steep learning curve, but all the best airplanes are that way, aren't they? Let's turn the lights on here. We're getting kind of into the afternoon now, actually on the East Coast, so we'll gladly welcome back a little bit of lighting here. Let's see, are we back on yet? Let's engage. What's going on here? Oh, we did. We grabbed the localizer, so we're back in business there. Okay, so here is, for those of you that are just tuning in, you haven't saw what we were working on here earlier. We just passed St. Louis. Now we're on this outbound. We're trying to stay on the Juliet 110. That's going to take us to essentially to Kennedy, and then from Kennedy we're going to be going up into Boston. So, but this is the overall route. Los Angeles, you know, fairly well straight northeast, but very few times have I gone coast to coast in any aircraft. So, this is kind of what we're worrying about right now. So, you know, about Indianapolis is when sort of the snow and all that good stuff starts. This has been hanging out here pretty much all day long. This big storm off to the northeast of Boston actually was over Boston when we first started, and then this build up over the you know, the Atlantic has kind of been hanging out here too. So this, in the next hour or so, it could get pretty hairy around the Boston area, but we're hoping that it holds off and we're able to navigate this moderate to severe turbulence area. We're up at 350. With any luck, we'll be over the top of most of that stuff. So yeah, Dakota Pilot, I got all my running done. I got everything I needed to. I really didn't go very far. I wrapped some presents, and I stayed on BatSim the entire time, so I monitored the flight the whole time, and you know, watched a little football. I did make myself a bowl of soup and that kind of stuff, but it's just pretty much been a sit and chill kind of day. But I did get just a couple of things done. Things that I could do while still monitoring my flight. Alright, let's see, what else can I tell you here? If you feel like it, you can go back. Part 1 of this stream was actually just me doing flight planning, and I decided just to go top to bottom and you know, show you the tools that I use and just walk you through my thought process. It's certainly, like I say, it's not a professionally done flight plan. It's just kind of me trying to get better and sharing where my level of planning is right now, I guess. Then the second part was me getting this plane fired up and into the air. I kind of messed up the departure a little bit. I misread a plate, and I actually flew over 14,000 instead of under 14,000 at one of the waypoints. But other than that, I did okay with that. We got her up to cruise, and then we paused and came back, like I said, right about St. Louis. So the reason why we are, by the way, jumping into VOR mode is because with the INS you have 9 waypoints that you can enter in, and so St. Louis was our 8th, Boston is our 9th. As you can see, I'm 862 miles away from Boston, about 99 minutes, and so there's a couple different ways you can handle that. Number one, you could put the 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th waypoint over here, and you could use you know, this INS, the first officer's INS, to pick up the rest of it. You could also recycle and come back here to waypoint 1 and enter in information, and that could kind of be like your 9th, and then waypoint 2 could be your 10th, and on and on and on. So you could reuse the numbers 0, 1, 2, 3 as much as you need to. But what I decided to do was the third method. It's the method I choose really every time I end up with over 9 waypoints, and that is just fly using radio navigation. It's, first of all, it's fun to do. Secondly, it's good to stay current, I guess, in your aircraft. Good to do a little of both. And third, it's the least amount of work. It's kind of a pain in the neck to come down here and reprogram your latitude and longitude and all that fun stuff. So that's the reason why I've decided to do it that way. So the last hour and a half or so will be me chasing VORs essentially, and but we should be able to get ourselves where we need to go. Let's see, what else do I need to get you up to speed on? Let's jump to active sky. Let's take a peek. We don't have any air traffic controllers yet in the Boston area, although I would hope that would change here in the next hour and a half. But right now, surface wind 010 at 3, so not too bad. It is foggy though, and we have overcast all the way down to 400 feet, so kind of a nasty right down to minimums type of deal here. And you know, it's temperature's decent, but it's going to be definitely an ILS type of approach, and I'm guessing they're landing on the 4s, 4 left, 4 right, and so we will see how that goes. Welcome back, Mr. Fox. Hope your flight up there in I think you said you're at the Pacific Northwest last time we checked. Hope that's going well. But -3 here. Yeah, no, it's Northwest Territory. That's right. Yep. It's definitely warmer than most places, and I don't know what the weather is normally there in the Boston area, but we're actually having a semi-warm day here. I don't know what it is, but above 0 and nice and sunny and not too windy, so yeah, we'll take it. Black Fox's coffee froze on him. That's not good. That's not good. Hey, welcome back, Downwind. Good to see you guys. I didn't end up going too far, but I was able to get a couple of things done here near my desk, and mostly I just watched football. North Dakota State, Illinois State, in the whatever they call it, the FCS Championship Division quarterfinals. So, but anywho, I digress. Let's take a look. Speaking of the air traffic controller situation. It's almost like people are avoiding us. Minneapolis, St. Paul, yes. Toronto, check. Kansas City Center, nay nay. Chicago, I don't know, what is this? Indy Center? I don't know, but yeah, all the way on in, nothing yet. So we're crossing our fingers that we'll pick up something a little bit later on here. It is very, very rare to see Boston not online in some way, shape, or form, although we did just come off of the 60 hours of Boston Virtual Air Traffic Control, that event, that marathon that was last weekend, so they may be still recovering. I don't know. Otto did a good job. We flew everything just as planned, and like Flight Chop's friend Osama said, we happily watched the movie play out in front of us. How about this? There's an event up in Finland and Norway. Look at this madness. Wait till you see this. This is an airport in Finland. 205 arrivals. As I understand it, Echo Foxtrot Romeo Oscar, I have no idea how you say that. It's a single airport, or a single runway airport. So good Lord, how are they going to get all those arrivals in there? You see holding patterns galore, but and then there's another airfield. Sorry, I didn't have that. Track my aircraft is still on, but there's another airport here in Norway that's, I think, similar, but they're more manageable, just 44 arrivals. But look at the holding clusters already. You got a group here, you got a group here, you got probably, potentially, no, I bet those guys are just getting vectored in. But man, oh man, yeah, how many planes can you fit on the runway? You know, if they had us, Black Fox controlling, we could do like we did in the Bush League, man. We could just land 2x2, cut that sucker in half, man. But yeah, what a well-attended event. And I mean, they've got, looks like an airport here in Sweden as well. It's picking up about 18 arrivals, and then they're just coming from all kinds of spots. It's like it's Fly and See Santa or something like that, and apparently it's a Ukraine virtual airline that's hosting it. So pretty dang cool. VACC Ukraine, in partnership with Virtual Airlines of Ukraine, Smart Express Virtual, invites you for this year's edition, Fly and See Santa. So yeah, that's what Dakota was asking earlier. Santa's probably in there stuck in a holding pattern. So yeah, if your stuff gets late or arrives late, that's why. It's blame VATSIM. But yeah, those guys, they may be in a holding pattern until January 1st at that rate. My goodness. Black Fox, scramble the mid-air refueling tanker planes, please. Never mind search and rescue. We need some mid-air refueling. Okay, well, back to business. Again, we are currently outbound from St. Louis. Downwind Sim, did you see us? We did a little wing wag for you there. This is a 200 nautical mile leg, by the way, and we're slowly. What are we doing? Why are we tracking? There's no way we're tracking inbound here. We're outbound. That's very, very strange. Just before I cross the Wabash River, you got it, man. I'll even open the window and lean out and wave at you. We should be, well, maybe we're closing in here. So 200 nautical mile leg from St. Louis to, what is our next? Brickyard. Victor Hotel Papa. Oh, I'll grab one of those pies out of the cargo area, put a little parachute on it, and drop it out there. Should be good. I wonder if I should tune in here. Brickyard 1630. Should be able to pick that up by now, shouldn't I? See how close I am. Yeah, not too far. Let's maybe vector ourselves just ever so slightly. Actually, you know what? Let's do this instead. We need to just track the inbound. I take a closer look. 254 inbound, so that would be, is that going to be 74? Or maybe I was okay with that. Well, that's a big adjustment right there in the middle of that leg. Darn it. Didn't want that much. Yep, 74. Thank you. This is the one part of this plane that I'm still, I mean, this is one of those fine-tuning detail things. And you know, jumping from the outbound to the inbound sometimes does give you a pretty big little left-to-right adjustment course. So I need to work on that a little bit. There's got to be a better way to do that where you're not making such a drastic change. But anyway, one of many things I could work on, which is good because that just means I have to come back and fly this plane again. So not complaining a bit. So I do see that we have some of our friends online right now doing some other flying. It'd be worth going and checking out our friend Agent Bravo 7. Looks like she's doing a little bit of work over. Well, where the heck is she? Down Florida way? Is that where she's at? And then 757 Spy. He's doing his Chicago Pizza spy flight. I think he started in Atlanta. I was kind of watching him a little bit heading up to O'Hare. So those are a couple friends of the channel that would be worth checking out. Lots of great streamers on here. Yeah, so yeah, above 180 subtract 200 at 20. Yeah, have some runways up here if I need something to do. Yeah, I was unable to fix one in up where we were flying the other day, but Downwind Sim was able to get in there and kind of make some repairs, so he might be the guy that you need to talk to. But well, North Dakota State moving to the semis. James Madison, Weber State, and Montana State are the final four in the FCS Championship division. I think North Dakota State's won 35 in a row. Pretty amazing. Back-to-back defending FCS champs. Do a good job. University of Wyoming ended up with their former head coach, Craig Bowl, and he's doing a good job. The University of Wyoming gets to go to a bowl game down in, actually, I think Tempe, Arizona. But alright, so let's see, what do we got here? Have dozers will travel, Downwind Sim says. Nice for Pi. Yeah, 31 below, it's gonna be tough to get a whole lot of dirt moved when it's 31 below. Yeah, Mrs. Fox might be able to sweeten the deal with some of the baked goods. Well, happy to report honeydews are done. The only thing I have left to do is I do need to make a run out to recycling place at some point. I'm just not sure, but I'm praying that the place stays open long enough for me to do it after I get done with this flight, because I don't really feel like, well, I won't be able to do it tomorrow. They're closed. It's Sunday. I keep forgetting. By the way, Black Fox, did you see the picture posted in, you probably saw the link. I wonder if I can find it. Might have been in the stream chat early on, or was it in the Discord chat of Downwind Sim's breakfast? Let me see if I can. I'll put this down here. I don't know if this will work or not, but reposting his breakfast that he had earlier today. I figured you would appreciate that, being a fan of that type of cuisine. Was it Trax 360 we were talking to, Downwind Sim, or was it Trail Door, when you said, when you first announced that your son had brought home those bacon and maple donuts, and of course you were singing their praises and I was being pretty jealous, and we're talking about how awesome it is to have bacon and maple donuts, and Trax had the line of the week so far. He said, or as in Canada, as we call those in Canada, donuts. I'm still laughing about that. I'm like, that is, yes, thank you. Forget about going to Canada for the beer, man. We need to go for the donuts, apparently. 10 miles. 10 miles, 10 miles. Then we make our turn. This is Brickyard we're approaching. From Brickyard we are outbound 085. Brickyard is 16.3. That's where I've tuned in, so we'll just make our turn here. I think what I'm going to do is try to do it this way. 085. Let's put that in the heading bug right now. And when we get up to within about 5 miles or so of that VOR, we'll make the turn, and we will adjust with our heading. There we go. Alright, so heading mode engaged. Take the nav off for right now. Start to make that turn. We'll spin our course heading to 085 so we can track the outbound, and then we'll see how close we are to being lined up with where we're supposed to be. Let's let that kind of come in here. So I might have to nudge it just a couple more degrees to intercept. Hopefully we won't be too far off. The wind. Is the wind, you might ask? Well, let me tell you. We can actually come down here and we can take a peek. 267 at 39. Alright, Alright, so it is a little bit of a, I mean, it's a pretty nice helping wind. It's been a helping wind pretty much all day long. We're not quite there yet. Let me bump it a couple more degrees. I think we've made really good time. I can see a little bit of kind of stormy buildup, because we're starting to get to the part of the flight where we have some, looks like snow right here. Is it snowing in the St. Louis area? Looks like it's Terre Haute. How do you say Terre Haute, right? And the Brickyard, just rain right now. Okay, it looks like you're getting a little weather, but hopefully we'll be, like I say, we'll be over the top of it. Well, I can't say that I nailed that turn. I think what happened was I turned just a bit late, and that's what's left me kind of north of the outbound there. Terre Haute sounds like Côte. Okay. Okay. Not a part of the country I'm very familiar with. I certainly need to go exploring. I did drive through, well, no, that's Terre Haute's Indiana, right? I don't know if I've ever been in Indiana. Aha, which plane did you lease? You have to start fairly small, right? Although with Mrs. Fox, it sounds like you're already a millionaire just with the 182. Yeah, cool, man. Yep, at least the Skyhawk, awesome, super versatile. Okay, so we're just about to grab that outbound, and yeah, 100,000 in passenger charters. That's what pays to have somebody helping you out with that stuff. I did play for a little while Air Hauler 2, and I enjoyed that. That was a lot of fun. Same type of deal, but was just one of those things that didn't quite, like what I understand with FSE. Sorry about that. Yeah, guys, I did. I killed my mic. I have somebody cutting across my bow here too. I bumped the cord of my headphones has a little button that mutes, and I thought once I turned the volume back up we'd be good to go. Anyway, yeah, auto took over for sure. What I was talking about, oh my gosh, did I almost just die right there? Did you guys see that? What in the heck? That was really weird. Okay. Anyway, I'm gonna have to go and watch that later on. That was wild. So as I was fiddling with my mic issue, I thought I saw somebody that was basically cutting across from right to left. Maybe what I do see that there's a 717 that's rolling. They may be doing like a, actually more than like a double speed deal, but maybe that was just his plane that came by us, because yeah, he's really pulling away from us, so he must be doing faster than normal sim rate. But anyhow, all right, so back to what I was talking about. So with FSE, I was saying, I don't know if this was before or after the mic issue, but I've played Air Hauler 2 a little bit, and that's pretty darn fun, same type of thing. But what I noticed was that it was not as flexible in terms of where you can fly in FS Economy. And maybe I'm wrong, but pretty much you have to, like, wherever you end up in Air Hauler 2, that's where you have to start the next time. So it's just built that way, which, you know, that so be it. It is what it is. But correct me if I'm wrong, guys, that you guys that do FSE, you kind of have the ability to you know, to basically, you can pick up flights wherever, and so you don't have to necessarily be at the airport of your, you know, you don't have to necessarily end at the airport you want to start with the next time, right? Yeah, start wherever there's a plane. Okay, so that does appeal to me a little bit. I'll be honest with you. I kind of got away from Air Hauler 2 just because I ended up doing nothing but just kind of being the mogul of the, you know, of the virtual airline, and I just like tried to see how fast I could make $1 million. And so one time I did it trying to do nothing but cargo routes with the Milviz Beaver, and then one time I tried doing it with, you know, passenger flights in the King Air, and one time I took out a whole bunch of like loans and stuff to lease bigger airplanes, and yeah, so I may need to check out that does look pretty cool, because it adds a little bit of just special sauce to the whole flight sim experience. Army, Navy, who do you got, by the way? They're getting ready to start. Yeah, well, and you're lucky there. You've got that ace in the hole, Mr. Black Fox. We love the Beaver. Being downwind, we can make that Beaver sing, can't we? Alright, where am I? I am inbound. No, I'm still outbound Brickyard. 79 miles, and I'm seeing a, let's see, a turnaround point here coming up pretty soon. Look, it's kind of hard to see. I might have to turn my weather off so I can see what my numbers are. So 256 mile leg, nautical mile leg. So out here 95 to there. Looks like, I don't know, maybe it's fairly straight. 260, 276 on the inbound. Yeah, maybe I'll flip it around at about the halfway point there, about 125-ish. We'll just flip it. Just start tracking inbounds. So the Caravan's your money maker. So the money maker in Air Hauler 2 is the DC-3. you get the DC-3, if you get enough money to buy one of those suckers, I mean, you can, it's, and not as a passenger plane, obviously, but as a cargo plane. That's the huge money maker there. Now, I would assume, and I never got that far because, again, I always kind of quit when I made my first million. But I mean, you could load up whatever plane you want in air hauler, and so I mean, there were L-1011s and you know, some of these big wide bodies. Those things probably make, you know, huge amounts of money. I think the DC-3 I was able to make, I think the most I made on a cargo flight was, I had one trip down where I made over 200,000 on the way down, and then I made about 100 and something on the way back, so it was over $250,000 for a down and back. And then, yeah, so it's, oh, I see, FSE more, kind of more set up for the smaller planes, huh? Interesting. Well, one more thing to kind of mess with. But right now I've got bigger decisions to make. Like, I got to decide with my scenery development. I just recently have learned that one of my most important libraries is actually an Orbix library. Now, it is a free Orbix library, but it's a little bit trickier to download. You actually have to get Orbix Central first, and then you can download the library. But it's all it's my vegetation, it's the trees and stuff that I have in the scenery packs, and so I have to figure out if I want to stay with that and just let whoever, I mean, it's not like I'm developing this stuff to sell, but as I'm sharing it with my friends, it's kind of a little bit of a pain in the neck to have to go download Orbix Central if you just want to get Luckinbill Airstrip or something in Wyoming. But I gotta decide if there's a better scenery library, or excuse me, vegetation library out there than the one that I can get from Orbix. Now, Black Fox, that really is a very important question. I gotta disagree with Downwind. I'm leaning towards Cookie, man. I feel the dunkability factor with a Cookie, it just outweighs the other two. I know you can get a good dunk in a brownie sometimes, but yeah, I'm thinking you go Cookies. I love Orbix, Black Fox. I mean, and I'm kind of a drink the Kool-Aid guy, but I know, you know, when it comes to some folks, they just, you know, most of the libraries that you need for X-Plane, you just go to the org store, you click on the download link, boom, you're there. And not like this is that much more to do, but it is one extra step, and I mean, but again, I guess it's not required. So if you didn't want to have all the extra trees, you wouldn't have to. Yeah, I did worry a little bit about that too, Downwind. You know, if you're grabbing a Mr. X library, that's one thing. He's kind of set up for that, and he kind of has made it known that he doesn't mind sharing. But yeah, the Orbix folks are a little bit more finicky, I would say. So, well, anyway, it's been a good learning experience, and without a doubt, I've enjoyed it. I haven't made very many, but the few that I've made have been kind of fun to mess around with, as Black Fox can attest to. He's seen some of the things, some of the fancy floating hangars that I've constructed. Okay, Open Scenery X, yeah, okay, I might have to go check those out, because that's really what I need. Is I need the ability to draw in a polygon that automatically populates with trees instead of having to plunk them down one at a time. So I will go check that out and see what I can come up with. A lot of pageantry in this Army-Navy game. I root for Navy. My grandpa was in the Navy, so I do root for them. Plausible deniability. Well, and tracks, you know, honestly, they do have a ton of freeware stuff, and so I wouldn't say that they're like anti that. Otherwise, I mean, they advertise libraries as a free, you can use it, go ahead, here you go. But I do think that the intent for them is that you're going to use it with their scenery, not necessarily in the development of your own. So that's where I just get a little bit nervous. Okay, Bel Air is where I'm going next, by the way. Just about halfway between Brickyard and Bel Air right now, so I think I'm just going to flip it over. I don't see necessarily a halfway kind of transition point, but I think it's time. Bel Air is 17.1. Let's see what happens here. Boy, I'm quite a ways off. Let's go to heading mode. Let's go to... yeah, there's the bad transition again. Alright, where are we? About 96, 97. Let's see what this inbound looks like. How close would I be? About 95-ish. Yeah, not bad. The only regret I have with Orbix is that I didn't take advantage of their, like, they had a one-time offer to, if you had P3D versions of their scenery that also worked in X-Plane, they allowed you to transfer those over for a fairly small price. I mean, it was, I don't know what it was, but like 50% off or something like that. Would have been nice, because I have a fairly big P3D library of payware Orbix stuff. Not a whole lot in the X-Plane yet. In fact, I don't have any payware X-Plane. It's everything that they have available for free I have, but that's about it. Uh-oh, is my mic not doing good here? Test 1, 2. Looks like 95 miles out from Bel Air, and Bel Air is when we start to vector ourselves towards JFK. So I might need to think a little bit about some descent planning, top of descent planning. We still don't have any ATC anywhere along the way. Okay. I'm not getting any of the messages about drop frames, so that's really weird. Glad it's hanging in there. That's pretty frustrating. Hey dear Clint, we're doing well. It's been a good flight so far. Everything has gone according to plan. We're currently inbound Bel Air, and about 3/4 of the way there, I think. According to the SIVA, we've got about 67 minutes until arrival. So, yeah, everything. If I can navigate a few storms here, kind of in the New York area, maybe actually a little west of New York, I think we're going to be okay. But there is nasty weather. It could impact our arrival. How are you doing, man? Are you flying over in that madness, heading up into Finland? Holy cow, have you seen that yet? When we looked last, it was 202 arrivals into this little single airstrip airport up here. Doesn't look like it's gotten much better. Oh, they're holding people clear out here. Holy cow. 1 hold, 2 hold, 3 holds, 4 holds, 5 holds. Possibly a 6th holding place. Holy cow. Wherever you can hold, you're going to hold. What do they have here still? Oh, they're down to a measly 185. Oh, most of them are diverting. Yeah, I don't blame them. That's really something. Echo Foxtrot Romeo Oscar. Yeah, they're either diverting or will divert. Don't blame them. That's a little crazy train. Alright, well, Cleveland, something popped up here, Cleveland ground, I guess. That doesn't help us very much, but... right over the top of this is snow and yuck below us here, so we're well clear of that. Good to be up here. 350. So if we don't get air traffic, let's do a little bit of flight planning here. So we're coming in on the Norwich 7 arrival. That is Kennedy is that transition basically, and we need to be below 270 at G-pole, 230 at Ball. There's Norwich, and down here to Cron. So this is a little bit of a tricky one since it's a non-RNAV. Get a lot of our descent clearances through ATC, but one thing we can do is this. So just past Kennedy, 15 miles is G-pole. We're supposed to be below 270. That'll at least give us an idea of top of descent. So that's 8,000 feet we would need to lose. Not a huge drop, but that'll at least give us an idea. Now, the nice thing about SimBrief, by the way, I was going to tell you this early on. Sometimes I'll do this if I don't have 1,000,001 waypoints already put in. But one of the things I do like about this is it will tell you when, or calculate a top of descent. So right now it's telling us that we'll pass Kennedy and then we'll begin our descent, and that'll put us on the right profile for the Norwich 7. Now again, for the most part with these non-RNAV approaches, we will get a lot of help from ATC, but we can at least plan that. So that means after Kennedy we'll start our descent, and I think my goal is just going to be, if we end up, if the winds don't change and we end up doing an ILS-4 right at Winnie, we need to be 4,000 or above. So I think what we'll plan on is we'll just try to, as soon as we pass Kennedy, we'll just start our descent, and we'll just stick 4,000 in there, and we'll just try to make a profile that'll get us down there prior to Winnie. And we'll keep our fingers crossed to get a little bit of air traffic control in the meantime. Everybody at the Boston area, I think, still asleep from their big 60-hour marathon, and I don't blame them. All right, 30 miles to Bel Air. So just so you have a feel, I should have showed you this while I had it out. Again, lots of yuck here, but there's Bel Air. We're just going to keep on this 0, 9, or 7 course, essentially. We'll pass Lee Joy, and let's see, trying to get some distances here. Lee Joy, that must be 65 miles. Yep. And then from Lee Joy to Leone, 67. Nope, I think right there is 60. Well, this is tough to read. There's a lot of stuff in here, but there's a transition from outbound to inbound right here. Oh boy. This actually, I think, goes with this right here as 65. So this 67, yeah, is for the Juliet 110. So 67 miles. After I get to Bel Air, I'll go 67 miles on the outbound to right here, and then we'll grab, we actually have to grab the what is this, Coil. We have to track inbound on Coil, but only for a little while. This part of this leg to Larry, and then from Larry we head a little north of Coil. Oh boy, we have a restricted VIP deal here at Philadelphia. Interesting. But after we get to Larry, then we pick up the Yardley 108.2 Vortac, and we're going to track inbound to Yardley. So there will be a quiz on this, so I hope you took notes. Yes, there is, dear Clint. And actually, I messed that up because I only have it set at 330. I should have it at 350. And this was set at 299.3, which is where we left. So I'm glad you pointed that out. But yeah, that's the cabin pressure, and you can see it's giving us a little bit more, pumping a little bit more stuff in there to make that adjustment. But yep, you can set the cabin altitude right here. It looks like we have it set for like between 5,000 and 6,000 feet right now. But you can make those adjustments and whatever it is that you wanna get. Yep, there it had just about. Yep, so now that cabin pressure has leveled out again, and everybody's going, why are my ears popping? Okay, 9 miles to Bel Air. Again, no real substantial change. Oh, actually, I take that back. We're past Bel Air already, 10 miles past. No real substantial change. We should be on a 9 or 7 outbound, so we'll make that little slight nudge to the right. Yeah, I think so. I mean, this thing was built for long haul, high altitude deals, so I think that's part of what they, part of the modern upgrades, I guess. It's just that ability. Although the DC-8 did a nice job, I think, of their pressurization system as well. For, again, 67 miles outbound. That puts us at Larry. No, I'm sorry. That puts us at Vinci. And then at Vinci, we have another 19, 23, 26, I think. 26 miles to Larry. And then from Larry, we can start tracking our way up to Yardley. So for just a little short leg, we'll flip actually off of the Bel Air VOR and we'll pick up, or we'll tune in coil 113.4. Just track that, like I say, for 26 miles. That'll get us to Larry, and then from Larry we'll make our turn. you miss just a little bit with the CaptainSim. Like, I don't think they do the wing flex, or if they do, they don't do it as well as some of the more modern aircraft. PBR, you know what? Reflections are there, but it's not. Again, it's not like some of the ones. It's definitely, you can tell this is a port over. It's an FSX. You know, it's one that they've done a nice job of to bring it over to the 64-bit platform, but it's got some years on it, and that's okay. ETE Black Fox asks 53.7 minutes. But the action should start to get fast and furious here in just a little bit. In fact, just about ready for that changeover. 67 miles. I'm looking here. We're at 52 right now. We're 284 inbound, so we'll have to make a little bit of an adjustment there to track the inbound. But I'm going to do this. Let's make it nicer here. I'm crabbing into it a little bit. Oh yeah, go make some coffee. You won't miss. We got plenty of time. Alright, so there's the changeover point. We're going to tune in coil 13.4. Again, this is a very fast leg. And that we're supposed to be on the 284 inbound. This is interesting. We're not picking that up right now, so we have a DME. That's very interesting. Okay. Well, I guess the next best thing then would be to come down here and grab Yardley 108.2. That is the next VORTAC that we need to track. Let's see what that tells us. Alright, that one's coming in. Okay, so let's spin it around and let's figure out. That should be a 274. Which way am I going here? 274 inbound. Let's see how close we are to that. Yeah, we got a ways to go yet. So I'm going to continue on this course, and then when this comes into play, I should be on that. It should be time to turn to head to Yardley. Here's visually, this is what I'm doing. So I got to the changeover right here, and then I was supposed to track this as a little 19 and 7, a little 26 knot leg to Larry, but you're supposed to track here. If you follow this J110, it's supposed to track all the way down here. This is coil. Well, it wasn't tuning in, so I'm maintaining roughly this heading. I know I'm not right on this airway, but as soon as that Yardley 284 or 274, excuse me, as soon as it comes in, I'll know it's time to turn. So not exactly ideal, but it's starting to slowly come in here, so hopefully it won't take us too long. The wind is moving us really too far either, so I'm not worried about drift. Well, the wind's changed a little bit, 189, and it's blowing 93, so that definitely is a wind that can change you. So that's pushing me. That's coming off our right hand side, is pushing us north, so we could potentially end up a little north, of course. But here comes that VOR. Ah, crap, Army just scored. Might catch a little break with the weather, guys. Again, we've been looking at sky vector kind of all day long, and you know, as we zoom out here, we kind of see, you know, we're just, this is Larry, this is where we're kind of inbound, and this is where it's kind of breaking up, and I think we might be okay, just kind of in between storm fronts here. And I didn't really even notice, or I haven't yet noticed any turbulence, so we may luck out. I'd be alright with that. Thought with that wind is to let's maybe turn right just a few degrees here, maybe about 5 degrees. See if that'll help us pick up that track. I'm seeing things are clearing up pretty well. Now it still says at Boston, let me just pull up the weather here, the active sky. Boston is still saying we're looking at some foggy conditions. In fact, overcast at 300. So we're down down low. We're down real low. But the winds, 0403, they've stayed fairly consistent there, and I still think our ILS-4 right is going to be the way to go. Hey, Mrs. Fox, hello back. Man, I'm having a hard time grabbing this guy. I wonder if I've tuned in the correct. Yardley 1082. Yep, that's what I've got, but it's saying it's actually counting up from Yardley. Why is that? This is interesting. That is very interesting. I wonder if coil 13.4, I wonder if that's coming in yet. Alright, that's now coming in. And that's saying that I am 160 miles still from coil, which so what that's telling me here, so from coil, right here's coil, if I travel along this, I see this is 105 to whatever this intersection is, Flirt, I think, and so 105 plus another 19 is 124. That gets us to right there, which is just shy of Larry. 133 is where I should be to be at Larry. So let's, if I'm 133 miles, so not quite there yet. So I've got about 19 miles to go, and I should be at Larry. And yeah, in the meantime, 284, it should be my inbound course. So how close am I at least to being on that course? Or have I drifted way north? Yes, I kind of have, haven't I? Alright, well let's do this. Let's turn 120. We're not far off here, but we certainly could make that adjustment. See if we can't pick that up. And again, I'm looking for a DME of 133, and I'm getting pretty close to that, 16 miles. What kind of sandwiches did you make there, Mrs. Fox? I'm kind of thinking about a snack myself after this is done. I had some tomato soup a little bit earlier, but that's not filling me up. That's getting a little closer. I think we're about there. We just basically ended up getting pushed because of the wind. We got pushed left of course. And yeah, with only about 6 miles to go, we may not get all the way back on that sucker. But it's just the way she goes. We'll turn 0904 after that. Roughly 0903 actually is what it's saying. But what I may do is I may stay on this 120 course. I'm not going to pull that over just yet because we're about there. 133 is what I'm looking for. Then I'm going to tune in Yardley 1082. Within a couple miles of that, so I think I'll do it right now. 108.2. We want to be, let's see, now that's not coming in. Okay, this is a little bit strange. What else do I have that's in that area? Maybe Yardley's the problem. Maybe I was tuning in at 108.2. That looks okay. Maybe I'm tuning in the wrong VOR. Alright, let's take a look here. Oh yeah, it's saying maybe this is Yardley. What the heck is this one then? Robbinsville. Sure enough, there it is. The little. So I need 113.8 is what. So that's the problem. 113.8. Trying to tune in the wrong VOR. Let's see if this helps us any. Hey, amazing how that works. Alright, we're a bit off course, so I'm just going to do this. Let's just jump. Let's not worry about, it's only a short leg anyway, let's not worry about finding a particular airway. It's 130-mile leg, so we can just go ahead. Let's just proceed direct. We're in the neighborhood. Might be still a little bit north of our, it's the Juliet 230 is the airway we're supposed to be on, but I think we'll be okay. Unless we just continue to make this left-hand turn for no apparent reason, which I kind of feel like it's what we're doing here. So, alright, we'll come out of that mode, go back into heading mode. We'll swing around 094. That's the heading we need to be on anyway. Hey, Navy just scored. They tied it up. Now I might be way north of course. Alright, I'm going to have to figure out what the heck's going on. That VOR did come in, and it is tracking, but it wanted to go way, way to the north, and I don't know why. Okay, from Yardley, it's 274 outbound. So yeah, we're not quite there, are we? Let's go 100. Let's see if we can. We kind of actually got a little bit further away from where we wanted to be. I'm going to actually go about 110 until we get better lined up. So 103 miles away from Yardley. Yardley, then we track one more little leg, and then we're at Kennedy. And at Kennedy is when we start our top of descent. We'll see what the weather really looks like down here at the Boston area. Alright, descent checklist. Top of descent plan, we have it. Our arrival, we've briefed it. We don't need ice protection. We don't need windshield heat. We better put our seatbelt and no smoking signs back on. And we'll do a barrel check here right before we hit top of descent. We'll head on in. Hey, alright, downwind sim. Pre-flight checks for the Rotate Sim MD-80, and most of those switches work. I love it. I love it. I cannot wait. Dane Flats. Hello. Yes. It is a beautiful livery. I know, Black Fox, can you believe that? Back in the day, man. Yeah, thanks for popping in, Dane. You're kind of like the godfather of vintage airliners, so appreciate you stopping by, man. I enjoy your channel immensely. Fun to fly these old planes. Fun to fly history. Mr. Downwind Sim is working on a bit of history himself. He's messing around with that MD-80. Having some fun in the Mad Dog. Hey, Dakota Pilot's back. Alright, the whole crowd's here now. Okay, in the meantime, as the world turns, my soap opera here is the case of the non-trackable VOR radial. I am not having any luck getting back on this dadgum inbound here, so let me let me slide a little bit more to the right. 110 doesn't do it, 120 might do it. Checklist check. Kind of reminds me of that episode of MASH where Hawkeye's mad because the peace talks are dragging out, and he talks about the reason why is because the first item on the agenda, which they don't have, is to set the agenda. Okay, let's see if this gets us any progress. I'm not going to be able to turn this into a VFR flight, by the way. The weather into Boston is not looking so hot right now. Well, the weather's not in and of itself an issue, but we do have this. Oh my goodness. Well, here's what it looks like right now. 040 at 3. You know, not a big deal. Winds aren't an issue. But we have fog, a few clouds at 100, overcast 300. That could be a problem, guys. Oh, hey, we've got some center online. Awesome. 2532. Very cool. 12532. This will help a lot.
New York Low Breaker 34.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Thank you, New York Center, for coming online. I much appreciate it, even if it just gets us started on the descent. Man, we're not picking that.
Southwest 13, 98, flighting 050.
60 miles to get back on this radial here. It'd be nice.
New York approach, American 771 with you. 6,500 for 6,000.
United 771, New York Center, ident.
Boy, doesn't he want to nudge?
34, over to contact, clear direct Clipper. Or Clipper, United Breaker 34. American 771, over to contact, maintain 6,000, Vic Dallas. 27 right approach. Altimeters.
6,000, expect 27 right, American 771.
Afternoon, New York approach, TWA 702 Heavy 350.
TWA 702 Squawk 6635.
6635.
Southwest 1338, reduce speed to 180. There's an aircraft, looks like it went around. I'm going to try to get a hold of him at LaGuardia. Maybe a little bit of an issue for you, though.
180, Southwest 1398.
Alright, there we go.
On the speed, please.
Yep, 180 knots, southwest 1398.
United 583, we're contact, climb to 6,000.
This might be nudging a little bit, guys. We might be
6,000,
finally
we're leveling
making
at
some
3
progress
for
here.
Units, 583 heavy.
Jeez, I was getting worried.
583 heavy,
I was
roger.
having
Turn
some
right,
issue with
360 in the head of United
my instruments, but it looks like we're finally getting in there.
United American 771 flighting 120 vector final approach course, reduced speed to 190.
120 vectors, 27 right, 190 American 771.
Bricker 3434 cross Clipper to maintain 12000. Baltimore altimeter is at 29033.
Okay, cross Clipper at 12000, Bricker 3434.
Yeah, I had 583 climb, maintain 10,000. Clear direct stomp.
10,000 direct stomp for United 583 heavy.
I'm just TWA 702.
DME right now as we're inbound to... Oh, geez, he just called me there. Sorry. Yeah, clear direct Norwich. Sorry, a little bit stepped on there. TWA 702. Alright, direct Norwich.
New York approach, American 771. Did you give us an altitude?
That's a moot point here, but we were inbound right now, Robbinsville. So let me go find.
So maintain 4,000.
Let me go find Norwich.
4,000 American 771.
I'm about to pick up this radio. All that work to pick up the radio.
I'm
at least gonna arm the nav and let it fly for a minute.
2,000.
Okay, so Norwich.
2,000,
Let's see here. Let's see here. Oh, now I'm making a big turn. Big turn. Wrong way. Wrong way. Where are we going? We're trying to pick up the radio, aren't we?
For 1981, New York Center Squawk 6634.
6634.
Boy, just a major correction here. I don't want that. Don't want that.
Delta 2571.
That's the wrong way. That's the opposite way of Norwich. Norwich is clear up here.
Aircraft request clear San Juan. Expect a few minutes before.
Right here, Norwich 110.0.
Okay, no problem.
All right. Let's hope we can pick that up. Boy, I've been having some weird issues here with this thing. Come on, baby. Come on, baby.
Delta 250 requesting
110.0.
IFR clearance.
Yeah, it's not liking that.
Aircraft requesting clearance San Juan. Clearance request. Number 1981, you're at contact.
10.0.
Vectors flying 320. Descend and maintain 10,000. LaGuardia altimeter is 29018.
Descend to 10,000 and radar vectors, turn right heading 3.
Alright, I'm gonna have to check in. I don't have that.
Are you with me?
But I know it's a northeasterly direction. So let me get turned in that direction. I'm gonna have to check in with Center and tell him that we're not picking up that VOR quite yet.
Southwest 1398.
See if he can give us some vectors while we get ourselves lined out. Center TWA 702. Doesn't look like we're picking up that VOR just yet. Can we have some vectors in the right direction?
TWA 70. TWA 702 fighting 070 direct Norwich when able.
070 direct Norwich when able. Appreciate that. 702. Alright, that's kind of what we had estimated. So that'll get us heading in the right direction. I think what he may be doing here is trying to just keep us clear of... He's got a lot of traffic that he's trying to sort out here. He just came online.
American 771 flighting.
Looks like he's got 6 departures, 5 arrivals into Newark, 2 arrivals into Teterboro, 4 arrivals to LaGuardia. Ooh, man, 21 arrivals, 14 departures into JFK. So yeah, he's basically just trying to get me out of there.
Squawk code is 6673.
Yeah, that's true. Low altitude VORs, only 50 miles. Yeah, need the vectors. The Victor. Roger, over,
Southwest,
under.
1390, I got you a little bit close. Flighting of 180 to intercept the local odds here. You're currently 3 miles from Greco, maintain tool established. Clear the altitude to approach.
180, maintain 2,000 till established, cleared ILS
Boy,
Southwest 1388.
Everything is cleared out. It's too bad the fog is just
heavy over contact, maintain 4,000.
Going to be a pain in the neck there heading into heading into Logan.
Beaver 173 heavy, maintain 4,000. American 771 is 5 miles from Alpha 2,100.
Where would we be
without
that movie, guys?
2,100.
We'd have nothing to talk to or talk about.
American 771.
Alright, who's looking for clearance to get one?
Clarence is.
Delta 2571.
Is Caribbean 525 on frequency?
Well, you should be in for a treat here, Dakota.
Caribbean 525, thanks. You're cleared to
we're going to have that.
Radar vector was
in fact, if I look at
wavy, then it's followed. Maintain 5,000. Expect flight level.
If I look at this.
3401 zoom is after departure. Departure is frequency of squawk 6665.
218, I guess, is our minimum decision height there. So we'll have 60 or 72 feet to spare, man. Of course, there are a few clouds at 100, so that could be interesting. 22.5 minutes there, Dakota.
Delta 1398, your number 1. Wind is 18017, gust 242.
Now this vector, by the way, has caused me some trepidation because
4,000. Expect ILS 22 approach.
It's messing up my descent planning here. I was planning on beginning my descent as soon as I passed New York.
American 771, runway 27 right, clear land, Philadelphia winds 23020.
Clear land 27 right, American 771.
Speed we're 173.
Yeah, Dakota, he's back here in this chair. He's kicking the first officer. Actually, there might be a jump seat here.
Delta 2571 is cleared to San Juan Airport, Kennedy. I think it's 5 departure. Kennedy 5 departure, vector ship.
That's kind of what my headset looks like right now, although these headsets are in much better shape.
San Juan as far as
look at that beast.
Maintain
Fuel looks good still. That's a positive.
2571.
All my temps and pressures are all looking good.
Right, call for taxi.
And 2 has been working pretty hard. I don't know why. We've had a nice tailwind the whole way, but that's been right at the high end all the way around.
Delta 250 requesting FR to San Juan as filed.
You know, about 275, I don't know.
Stand by 1 more second for the
it's like a lounge, man. Alright, where are you, Norwich VOR? We need you. So
it's TWA 702 to maintain flight level 270.
270, TWA 702. Alright, that'll help. That'll help.
Okay, the other Delta San Juan, Delta 250, clear San Juan Airport.
A bit of a freeze there. Come on,
maintain 5,000 departure frequency and squawk code is
don't do that to me. Okay, thank you. 27. Oh, okay, it's going to
Clear
do
to San Juan,
to
Kennedy 5 departure, squawk 6630 Delta for Delta 250.
That genuinely made me nervous. Vertical speed mode. Let's start our descent.
Caribbean 525, you're to contact, climb, maintain 5,000.
A nice gentle, about 1,800.
Roger. We're carrier 3434,
I think we're in pretty good shape here. Yeah, somebody is escaping the snow. Heading south, man. San Juan.
Caribbean 525, turn left, heading 130.
Be a bad place to be.
Southwest 1398, taxi to parking by Bravo Echo Alpha, good day.
Bravo Echo Alpha to parking, Southwest 1398, good day.
November 1981, thanks for your help. Turn left heading 260.
Turn left heading 260. November 1981.
Anybody else call for clearance that I missed?
Oh my goodness. It's a whopping negative 51?
I don't have to request that.
Black
Call me for
Fox?
taxi holding short of Alpha at Kennedy.
Holy cow, dude.
Call for taxi with short Alpha Delta 250.
Caribbean 525, clear direct wavy, climb maintain level 230.
I thought you said just a little bit ago it was like -3. That's insane.
Delta 173 Heavy New York Center Squawk 6647.
Squawk 6647, Delta 173.
What do I have over here? Autopilot disconnect. Okay.
Delta 173 Heavy, radar contact.
Negative 31 in Cambridge Bay, I see.
The altimeter is 2921.
For Kennedy, and we request to right if in use, Delta 173.
Delta 173, expect ILS 22 right approach, descend and maintain 900,000.
Descend and maintain 900,000, Delta 173, runway 22 right.
American 771, exit right, taxi parking, get out.
Taxi parking. Good day. American 771.
Better arm that so don't forget.
TWA 702, Boston Center offline for exchange crew today.
Back over to Unicom, 2-day base 702, see ya. Well, we knew it was too good to be true. Too good to be true. So, you know what? My original plans were just to take it all the way down to 4,000. I think we're going to go ahead and do that. That's our altitude at Winnie, which is our initial approach fix. So let's set that. The icicles on the planes have double layers. Self-vector to Boston, yeah, well, yeah, so what I'm going to do is, let's just take a quick peek here. I've got lots of eyeballs that can help me out. So we're right now direct Norwich, and we are joining the Norwich 7. Where are you, Norwich 7? Right there. So we will be, we'll go from Norwich to Providence, Providence to Cron. Okay, so that, I think we'll just stay, I mean, we're basically on this heading anyway, we'll just kind of stay with it. But then when we go 4 right, we get to Winnie, yeah, 4,000 or above. So that's really our, kind of our goal right now. Set the localizer when we get a little closer, and set the approach course and all that good stuff. I'm going to brief the missed approach a little bit later. I'm going to kind of try to use it as a reverse jinx, I guess. Let's just take a quick peek at the old active sky. Now we got showers now. We still have visibility though. VV. I don't know what that means. That variable visibility? I don't know. Anything with 003 is not good. Yeah, fog, overcast. Okay. Well, it's just going to be nasty. 29er 27. Look at that. Look at that barometer. Holy cow. 29er 27. Might as well spin that down. Wow, that's low. Yeah, the weather's closing in all around. No question about it. They are getting some weather in that part of the world. I still don't have Norwich tuned in though. What do I have? Can I, let's see, what do I have in between Norwich and myself? Nothing. Norwich. It's Norwich or bust, guys, I guess. I do have Bridgeport, 1089. Let's see how close I am to Bridgeport. That's not even tuning in. Huh. Interesting. Well, you know what? That's just the way it will go. How about Providence? 15.6, just out of curiosity. 15.6. That'd be a good one to tune in. Hey, we've got Providence. Alright, well, something funky happening with Norwich. Would anybody in the Norwich area go out and give the VOR a good kick, because it's not working. Navigation. Let's go right to that sucker. Boy, it really corrects, doesn't it? It's nothing gentle about that VOR correction. We're gonna really spin it and bring it around town. Whew. Yep. Clean the snow off the tires. PVD, yeah, you know me. JFK would, yeah, I could have used the JFK radial, I guess. So many options when you're flying slant whiskey. Just hard to choose, hard to narrow them down. Okay, in the meantime, 85 miles to Providence. Let's get a feel for how close that's going to be. So PVD and then Winnie. How far out am I? So Providence is 43 miles from Boston. We're at flight level 200, so we have 16,000 feet to drop here in 80 miles out. We ought to be in great shape. Great shape. One thing this plane does well is go down. It is not the glider that our beloved DC-8 is, but it does also like to make wild course corrections for like no apparent reason. I don't know what we're doing and where we're going. I'm coming off this VOR. What in the world are we doing? Where are we going? Alright, that should be... Is it not liking the 264? Is it that? Could it be? Do I just need to spin the VOR around or the course around here? Is that the problem? I don't know. Interesting. That's very strange. Very, very strange. Yeah. Oh yeah, so that was it. It was trying to track 274 from, but that should have been okay. Right? Because that's essentially what that inbound would have been. That's weird. I don't know. We're going to keep it on heading mode. That'll get us... We're close enough now that we really... It's not a huge Huge deal if we don't stay on the nav. Now we're coming in. I mean, we're roughly coming in on a 63. So we're supposed to be on a 262. I mean, that's not. This is what we are supposed to be doing. 262. If we had it came in from Ralph and the whole deal, you know, Norwich and Ralph and all that good stuff. Yeah. Oh well. So we'll be close. Then when we get there, we'll turn. We'll head north towards the field, but we'll probably start to vector ourselves a little bit for 4 right. I have the Aerosoft DC-8, and yeah, I haven't seen the Just Flight version of it, but I do like the Aerosoft. It's a lot of fun. It's a handful. Lately, though, she's been kind of nice to me. She's playing nice. But it's like a California Condor when you're trying to land, man. It's hard to lose altitude. Those big old wings, they just keep flying. They keep flying 5 minutes after you're done shutting down. Yeah, it's got its own feel, doesn't it, Dane? They all do, though. They all do. Okay, down we go. Altimeter is set. Below 18,000 feet, the approach is briefed. Essentially, our approach has changed. We're going to get to Providence, and we're going to vector to 4 right. That's the short version of that story. We're going to be in great shape as far as altitude goes. I may mellow things out even just a little bit more here. Go to 1,000. No need to get down there in that muckety-muck too soon. Starting to catch some nice color off these clouds, though. Oh, looky there, boys. How about that? That's almost half pretty. But first, let me take a selfie. Man, I like this girl. It is fun. Alright, we're maintaining our inbound here. 46 miles to Providence. Down through 12,000. 8 to go. That's Winnie. That's the initial approach fix. We should be in great shape here. 8,000 feet, 40 miles. Lights turned on here just in case we need some of this stuff up here. You know, one thing I may consider doing, even though the ground temperature is above freezing, that doesn't mean what we're about to fly through. Let's get the defog on. Let's make sure that we have everything on here that we can have. I think I'll even turn the engine anti-ice on. The windshield heat is an automatic deal here, so yeah, I think we'll be all right there. Just in case. Just in case. torpedo. I think the probe heat, I think it automatically, where are you, probe heat? I looked that up once and I saw that it automatically, yeah, it's on. If you can turn it off if you want, but it's on all the time. All the time. Now I just faulted that thing, doggone it. Doity rat. Side windows, put them on idle here. Yeah, so all this stuff is on automatically, which is nice. They thought of everything. You know, I'm about below 10,000 feet. I probably ought to slow down. Might be a good thing. How about 240? Landing lights, taxi, turn off. We'll turn the logo lights on. It's not very often we're in the TWA, so let's light that tail up. And I will need to make a couple of calls probably as I come in to the Boston area. I've slid a little bit right, of course. Let's see if we can't get it straightened out some. Okay, about to go down in it, boys. Say a little prayer. .25 to Providence. Again, Providence then 040 takes us direct to the airport, and to be honest with you, it puts us pretty doggone close to runway heading. It may have to make a little bit of a different turn so I can actually intercept the localizer. Yeah, we're going to be in great shape. We're going to be down to 4,000 before we get to Providence, so we're actually down to 4,000 for a little sooner than we really needed to be. But that's okay. If I can stay slightly ahead of this plane in whatever way possible, I'll take it. I say that as I am sliding off course. Altitude armed, yes I do, down to 4,000. We will maintain 4,000 until established, and we are going to make, well, I think this might be the lowest in terms of minimums, or in terms of ceiling. This may be the lowest I've attempted in this plane. Did have a pretty low approach into Denver the other day, but I think I might have been in the DC-8. Nope, I was in the 737-200. It was a pretty low approach, and it didn't line me up very well. I was a little low. I was like straddling kind of the right-hand edge of the runway. Had to do a little mini sidestep to get lined up. So yeah, we're gonna see. Here's the other thing I'm worried about. I'll tell you right now. With weather and Fly Tampa scenery and CaptainSim L-1011 and my mediocre computer, it could be Stutter City, USA coming in here. Alright, there we go. That looks better. That looks better. 10 miles. All is well. Altimeters set. Lights on. Anti-ice window heats on. Approach is briefed. No, the approach is not briefed. The approach needs to be... One last thing here that we need to brief on the approach. Missed approach. We're going to climb to 3,000 on the Boston VOR DME 030 out to Waxon. And then we will hold at the Waxon INT Boston 14 DME. So... Alright. 3,000 on the 030 DME. Okay. So that's 112.7. Let's put that in over here. 030. Just in case I need it. Okay, that works. 3 miles. Let's make our turn. 040. Here we go. Boys and girls. This course needs to be outbound 040. How close are we? Not very. We turned too soon, didn't we? Just a hair too soon, maybe. Okay, so let's track 050. Let's see if we can intercept, at least get a little closer to that outbound. Stutter City, it is a P3D thing. It's a big aircraft combination with weather, combination with add-on scenery, and all wrapped up in a CPU that really doesn't handle it very, very well. Alright, let's get to 4,000. We'll get, why am I not leveling off here? Oh, it already must have sounded. Alright, so 4,000. We are, I'm going to bring the speed back. No need to be in a big hurry here. And, alright, we'll go ahead. We're a little far out here yet, but let's put in the ILS frequency, 110.3. We'll be looking for that in the approach course 035. Oops, that's the heading mode. Sorry, guys. 035, that's the one we want. So my worry a little bit here is we're on this radial essentially straight into Boston. I'm almost wondering if it wouldn't be wise for me to vector myself a little bit more directly to the east, just to give myself a little bit better angle to intercept. Think about that for just a second here. There is a small chance, if I'm blowing off course to the left, I may never intercept the localizer. Oh yeah, so Black Fox is out of coffee. So okay, so I will go ahead and go Toga here, and let's see if we can get down to the FBO. Alright, so we've got some things coming alive here, guys. And this is showing that we're actually slightly right of course. That's interesting. That is interesting. I don't know how we could be right of course. Unless we turned a little bit late. Okay, thank you very much. Sometimes that does flip. So we need to go, we need to vector ourselves here probably about 060. We're 27 miles out. And I do not see a glide slope just yet. So let's work on intercepting the localizer here first, and we should pick up the glide slope in not too long. Boston traffic, TWA 702, 25 miles south of the airfield, inbound runway 4 right, Boston. At 4,000. I keep forgetting to report altitude. Zero 70, yep. Yeah, that's the precision flying that you get, Mr. Fox. Hey, looky there though. You guys laugh. Approach. We're gonna arm it. And we're gonna capture it. And we may do a little bit of wiggling here. This plane, as you've seen throughout this flight, kind of overcorrects a little bit, but hopefully it won't take too long to get lined up. There's the glide slope. Very good. 20 miles out. We've got it. Our ref speed is approximately 155, by the way. That's what we'll be shooting for as we head down. Yep, everybody buckle up. Now is the time. So I'm going to spin this. I'm not going to descend, but this I'm going to set at 3,000 just because that's the go-around altitude in case we need it. This could be pretty fun, guys. I'm not going to lie. I'm kind of excited. Let's put this 035. Looks like we're hitting an outer marker. Let's get the speed down. Toss a notch of flaps in here. We need to start slowing. How about we shoot for 180? I'm going to go flaps 10. Let's see if we can be... fully configured by 7 DME. We are going to be at flaps 30, what is this? 35, I think. Yeah, 33. Flaps 33 approach today. So we have 3 more notches of flaps to put in. Just continue to slow down. Anybody see a runway out there yet? Hey, Black Fox, do you mind running out there Bruce Willis style and lighting some avgas on fire or something for me? I would greatly appreciate that. 3,000, and down we go. Boston traffic, TWA 702, 10-mile final, runway 4 right, Boston. Everybody down there talking to me. Do I have 22.8 and pull up? Yeah, it's not gonna like me. I'm gonna get a little of that. Okay, flaps 33 and gear coming down. We're gonna go 160. Yeah, sorry, buddy. I got my hand on the toga just in case. Flip this guy off, and we will go pull up if we need to. Everything is configured. I am a little fast.
Southwest 1462, taxi runway 15 right.
15, oh boy. Please don't take off ahead of me.
Boston traffic. Air Canada 420, pushback and start from gate Bravo 22.
I should poke out of there at about 350. We can go down to 200, what'd I say, 200, like 14 or something like that. Any ground contact? Anything? Anyone? Anyone? Bueller? Where are the fog lights on this thing? 900. Check. Ground contact. 300. Oh, I see it. Come on, get off of there. We see it. We see it. Why am I... Oh, no, no. We're going around. What happened? That. And Boston traffic, TWA 702 on the go around. Rats. Okay, so we need to stop weaving and bobbing. Gear up. Flaps up. I'd like to climb if I could here, guys. It's fun to be at 50 feet and all, but...
Light flow.
Yeah. I'm climbing. Come on, give me a break here. I'm climbing. So, 030 was up to... 030 and up to 3,000. Oh, boy. Did I tap something? A love tap, Dane? Oh, I'm not looking forward to trying that again, guys. Okay, let's do this. Let's set this here at 210. We'll turn that back on. That's why I forgot to disconnect the auto throttle. That was part of my issue. I don't need to... why am I climbing it like a bat out of hell?
Boston traffic. Air Canada 420.
Why am I not level?
Taxi.
Okay. Can I have vertical speed mode back yet, please? No? Why am I... Oh boy, I'm having all kinds of problems here, boys. Now I'm descending. I don't know why. It's just about where I wanted to be here. The frame rates are bad, but that really wasn't the issue at all. I just did not do a very good job of landing this sucker. I had it pretty well, and then all of a sudden it just kind of veered to the left a little bit while I was fiddling around with the approach. Alright, so what I'm going to have to do is I'm actually going to enter a right-hand traffic pattern, essentially.
Boston traffic southwest 1462, take it off runway 15 right.
Well, you know what? I better not do that, because if they're departing 15 right, I'll be right in their way. So I'm going to come around the other way, left-hand pattern here. Boston traffic, TWA 702. We're going to enter a left-hand traffic pattern and give 4 right a try again here. Run the left crosswind, 702. This is interesting. This is interesting. So I'm not quite at 3,000. Where's my heading bug? It would be nice if I could get a little autopilot back going here. Okay, heading. I have nothing. Why do I have nothing? Oh, I need to unconnect that. Okay, there we go. Vertical speed. I can get back. Let's just level out. Let's go heading mode. Alright, there we go. Now we're back under semi-control. So, okay, let's see. Let's see. We'll try to take it plenty wide here on the crosswind, and then we'll try to see if we can't get it lined up. I don't want to go too far. I'm already 11 DME away. I don't want to lose my localizer here. Stay on target. Yeah, it's... I thought I was. I felt really good, like right up until about 20 feet. And then I just veered like a wild stallion. Okay, time for the downwind here. Boston traffic, TWA 702 on the left downwind runway 4 right, Boston.
You can do it.
Oh, mama. Well, let's see. Let's watch. Hopefully this will start counting back down. And I think I'd like to fly approximately 10 miles past on the downwind and give it another try here. Dane Flats, any suggestions, my friend? You guys, any of you real pilots out there besides divert to JFK? Stop beeping at me. We're good here. Altitude, yeah. Auto land. Well, I don't know how to do that, unfortunately. That's my next on my to learn list. I guess a guy could just, like in the Boeing, all you have to do is you just have to have both autopilots set. With the ILS, both radios in the course. All right, let's. What could go wrong, right? Suggestions 1. So we need 035. Let's try that. If I. So I wonder if the sequence is okay. So I don't have to arm the approach here. I just have to say, I just have to do auto land. Or do I arm the approach and then click auto land? How do you do that? This is a hell of a time to get a tutorial. Black Fox, you may need to alert search and rescue afterwards. I fell asleep. Can't you just ILS it in? I actually tried. Stay on armed approach till established. Okay. So what happened, Trax, is it wasn't half bad, really. We flew down, ceiling's about 300, and so we popped out of there. Of course, the pull-up alert was going crazy. But we broke through, had the runway, and I thought I was doing pretty good, and then all of a sudden it just veered to the left. So I pulled up and we went around. So now that's what I'm doing. We are, I think, closing in on the airfield, and then I'm going to fly an extended downwind. Black Fox, he has an idea. Let Dane fly out. Yeah, it's time to. It's a learning moment, boys. I raise my glass to you all. If I go down, I go down with my boots on. This should start counting up now. Okay, so we're past the airfield. Yep, everything's flipped over now, so. Take this out a ways here. We'll turn base, and then we'll try to intercept. And we might just try to auto land this son of a gun, which I've never done before. So. Yeah. What I need is that again, that scene from Airplane where they're trying to talk the gal in. Looks like I picked a bad day to stop sniffing glue. 10 miles out. Well, we're 10 miles away. That doesn't mean we're 10 miles downwind just yet.
Air Canada 420 departing runway 22 right, heading 143.
Alright, so I just ran back to the bathrooms there, and I had a chance to comfort the passengers. Actually, the fact I was running to the back of the plane had nothing to do with the go-around, and maybe the slight bump that they felt from the belly of the aircraft. Yeah, and that might have been it, Dane. I might have made a little bit of a nudge that I didn't realize on the yoke, and then you're right. It's a 2-second delay, and it's hard to correct for that. And Boston traffic, TWA 702, left base, 4 right, Boston. I'm already getting the warning, and I'm not even close. Alright, did I go flaps up? I think I did. No, I still have flaps down. Oh, and I have flaps at 22.5. Yeah, I probably shouldn't be doing 210 knots then. How about we slow down? Slow down, Sally. And I believe... What are we? 13, 12? Jeez. I don't want to intercept it at this much of an angle because that's going to be a booger. But I also don't want to cut it too close and flip and intercept it 3 miles from the end of the runway either. So let's yeah, we're just going to roll with it. Attempt number 2. Yeah, with any luck, the weather's lifting. It'll be nice and clear right over the top of Boston Logan. I guess if not, I guess we boy, we might have to think about diverting back to Kennedy. At least we have some air traffic down there. It would be an interesting way to end the historic flight, historic route number 2 for the TWA L-1011. It's our final of 4 flights in the L-1011, and they've all been memorable in their own way, but this one here definitely is taking the cake. That's gonna hit me hard, isn't it? I didn't really get as far downwind as I wanted to. That's gonna be an issue. That's gonna be an issue. Let's try to cut the corner ever so slightly. Alright, arm the approach. Release the hounds. Okay, I think we must have a localizer alive. Ooh, I do have ground contact. That's kind of nice, so maybe. We're gonna get... Oh, crap, are we above glide slope? That was one thing I did not think about. We are above glide slope, my friends. Let's see if we can't get below. Caramba, 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 caramba. Yeah, where should we be right now? Frickin' 1,700 feet. Oh, boy. I may have screwed ourselves before we even had a chance to redeem ourselves. The altitude. The altitude. Alright, flaps 33 or 32 or whatever.
2379, pushing back Charlie 32.
You're coming down.
Boston traffic, United 2165, pushing start from main, from gate B29.
I'm too high. Crap, I'm too high. Boston traffic, TWA 702, 3 mile final, 4 right, Boston. Too high. Too high. Shoot, that's disappointing. That's just a dumb screw up. Stay on target. Well, I should be over the threshold right now, and I'm 1,000 feet instead of 300 feet. Dang it, I think I see the runway. Yeah, we'll find out. Oh, there was a little bit of a correction. That's weird. What? I am way off. Holy cow, I'm way off.
Glide slope. Glide slope.
I wasn't even close to the... Where did I go?
Glide slope.
Boston traffic, TWA 707 on the go, Boston. Well, perfect time to raid, Agent Bravo 7. If you want to see me fail at landing at Boston Logan. Am I overspeeding here? Why am I overspeeding? I'm climbing. Now I'm descending. I'm having some issues. Gear up. Flaps up. I'm having major issues. I've lost control. Am I icing? What's going on? Yep, 543. I can't pull up. I don't know what happened there, guys, but that was not good. Hi, house. Alright, let me do this. I'm glad I installed the skis and the floats on the L-1011. That was really weird, guys. Hey, K-Berg 93, welcome to the Melvin Crashes the L-10. Let's stop that right there. Okay, I've had better landings. For sure. Yeah, I don't know. And the problem is with this one now, I'm not going to be able to go back and watch like any kind of a replay because it's all, you know, super foggy down to minimum. So if anybody came over here from Agent Bravo 7, what was attempting to happen there was this. I was attempting to finish the last part of the L-1011 Historic Routes Tour. We had flown from Boston to LA a couple of weeks ago, and we were trying to return from from O'Hare to LA, and then we were attempting to return to the East Coast. And well, yeah, you kind of saw the results there. This was the third part of our installment. We had broken the stream up into 3 different parts, and this was supposed to be the triumphant ending. Well, it ended up not being that. Oh, Trax is saying I can disconnect from VATSIM, change my weather, and then I can do replay. Okay, well, maybe I'll do that, but yeah, in the meantime, yeah, that was not good. But you know, it does happen, and just a little bit beyond my skill level, I think. So yeah, good luck if anyone else is landed in the Boston area right now, because this is what you're looking at. This is the situation here. Again, scattered at 3,000 overcast. Now it's 7,000 overcast, so that's a little bit better actually than it was when I came in the first time. But yeah, okay, so Trax wants to see it. So if let me see if I can do this. I'm gonna disconnect Active Sky. I'm disconnected from the network already, and let's see what happens here. This will be worth it, if nothing else. Instant replay. This is a clunkier replay system, right? So like 3 minutes, 180 seconds. Should we just see where that puts us? Alright, so the first problem we can see right away, and I knew this was an issue, is I was super high on that second approach. Yep. Oh, kill the route graphic. Sorry, thank you. Okay, so here's the issue. I can see right now exactly what happened. I am way too high, and I just basically, I mean, I wasn't a little high. I missed the entire airport, wasn't I? That was it. I was estimating that I was about 1,000 feet too high at 1 mile out, and yeah, so that was the issue. But I thought if I slowed down, I'd have a chance to maybe land a little bit long. At least I thought I would get a peek at the runway and be able to make a choice. But yeah, I just completely missed the entire airfield. That's a new one for me. Yeah, so Kenny, the L-1011s actually, they can take off, fly the entire route, and land themselves. But you have to have someone smarter than me in the cockpit to be able to do that. And actually, Dane Flats was attempting to give me a little tutorial. And yeah, geez Louise, I'm not even close. I mean, so then it tries to turn because it's trying to go back and pick up the localizer. I'm probably hitting a little bit of a stall right here. Can I go back to the first pass? Yeah, we might as well. Well, let's watch this in all its glory. I try to throttle up, try to nose up a little bit. I should have been all right here. Was I just climbing too sharply? Well, yeah, it did that. It kind of just went crazy. It went all NASA on me. All right, let's get out of this one. Let's go back. I don't know how to get out of replay mode. All right, let's go to replay. So that would have been, let's say, 10 minutes. So 600 seconds. Let's see where we were. All right, so this is the first approach. Yeah, that's a little... Is that the first approach, or am I already on the go-around? Nope, first approach. I'm a long ways away, though. Yeah, this is where X-Plane has... The replay has this beat by a mile. 500 seconds? I'm still a long ways away. Hmm, 400 seconds. Alright, must be turning... Turning final here. What am I doing? Where am I at? Agent Bravo 7, have a great night. Thanks for coming by, even if it was to watch one of my blooper reels. Appreciate you bringing your friends with you as well. Yeah, get to feeling better. I'm sure we'll see you down the road here. Alright, so there we go. We're vectoring. Alright, we've got the runway in sight. Now again, on this pass, we're completely IMC right now. We're totally in the fog. We have no ground contact at all, but our is this the second pass? This might be the second pass. And I wish I could just rewind. I think this is the second pass because I'm high right now, I can tell. Alright, so what would that need to be? So 10 minutes was not enough. So would I go back 15 minutes? Is that too far? Do you think it probably took about 15 minutes to kind of do the go around? Does that sound reasonable? So like 900 seconds. All right, we won't mess around with this too much. I have something out here. I think I'm on the go around here still too. Yep, Bears Boston. So that's I'm on the go around already. So I got to go back even further than. Oh man. Let's go back. Yeah, and that's the problem. You get back to a certain point in P3D. The replay starts to kind of forget like what your world looked like. we may not be able to do this. Yep, now I'm getting at that point where I'm freezing up here. All right. 1,000 seconds. Yeah, I'm getting to that point where it doesn't really re-render. Well, maybe this will go. Went to 12. Oh, 12,000 instead of 1,200. That might be it. Let's see if it will regen this. This looks like about the right time period. Maybe, maybe not. I may have done it. Now I'm on the go round. All right, let's try it one more time with 1,200, not 12,000. 1, 2, 0. There we go. All right. This will give you an idea of the first one, which it came about, I want to say about 20 feet from actually just the way I wanted it to be, but then I had just a slight, for whatever reason, I just had a little slight dip to the left with my wing, and it got me off course, and it was like, nope, you're going around. Right now we're on a really good glide. Everything was configured. Our speed was perfect. We were still, you couldn't see diddly squat. We picked up the approach lights just before we got to them. Got down to about right here, and I think I maybe saw some of the ships on the side there. That was my first ground contact. Then about right here we picked up the approach lights. We felt like we were in pretty good shape. So I was turning off my autopilot. Things were pretty stable. I was trying to power down, and then I had a little, tried to flare, which is what I wanted, but that was too much, and I was sliding. Yep. So it was just more of a wing strike, I think. Yeah, it was just kind of, I just kind of got myself blown to the left a little bit. Let's see. Dane is thinking I actually did strike something here. Let's take a look. I was trying to get my butt out of there. Did I hit again? I'm pretty sure I had a wing strike once. That might have been a wing strike. Yeah, and then it bounced, so I must have hit something. Well, it doesn't flare like a normal plane. You're correct. And yeah, nope, that's just poor piloting skills. I guess that means that I got to come back and fly another flight in this bad boy. So the engines. So yeah, no, I think you were right on the money there, Dane. The engines didn't throttle back, and that was what I was fiddling with. I had turned the autopilot off, but I had forgotten to disengage the auto throttle, and so that kept my speed at 1 whatever it was. And so I was getting ready to turn that off, and that's when I started to drift to the left, and the rest is history. Well, so where do you go from here? Well, let me tell you what I've got planned for the near future, because certainly I want to put this behind me and just just move on. So coming up, it's a little bit of a void here. Next week is kind of a right now it's up in the air. So, but Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday is my normal streaming time, and with any luck, we'll be up in the air somewhere. I will let you know. I've got that on my Discord, so you're welcome to go check that out if you want to. That's listed here. I do archive everything on my YouTube channel, and you know, good, bad, or otherwise, it goes on there. So you know, it's if you want to go and watch this one and fast forward to about the probably 2 hour and 15-minute mark or so, that'll pick up all of the action. But I think that's plenty for tonight. So everybody that tuned in and kept me company, and gave me a hard time. Hey, I appreciate you guys being here, and I will see you on the TCast. Until next time, guys, take care and God bless.